Have you ever walked out of the salon thinking, wait a second, why do I look older, not fresher? You glance in the mirror expecting that little spark, that glow of confidence, and instead something feels off. Don't worry, my friend, you're not alone. I've seen that look so many times. You see, for so many women over 50, the bob feels like a safe choice. It's classic, it's clean, it's supposed to be easy. But here's the truth no one really talks about. The very haircut that's meant to make us look youthful and effortless can sometimes do the opposite. It can flatten your features, harden your expression, or quietly steal that soft energy that makes you you. And I get it, after 50 our hair changes. It's not just texture, it's identity. We start wanting hair that feels lighter, more us, but finding the right cut. That's where the magic and the challenge really begins. Over the years, I've worked with women from Florida to California, teachers, artists, doctors, grandmothers, and they all sit in my chair with the same quiet wish. Just make me look like me again. Not younger, not trendy, just radiant, confident, and alive. And that's exactly what this video is about. Today on Chic Over 60, we're diving into the 5 bob haircut mistakes that can instantly age you and how to fix them. But more importantly, how to bring back softness, balance, and that glow that lights up your whole face. And at the end, I'll share a story about a 63-year-old woman who completely rediscovered her confidence just from one small change at the nape of her neck. It's a story that might just inspire you to see your own hair in a brand new way. So grab your tea, settle in, and let's begin, because beauty doesn't fade with age, it simply changes shape. Let's start with the one I see most often, the heavy one-length bob. At first glance, it seems safe, neat, symmetrical, easy to maintain. But when a bob is cut all in one solid line, no layering, no graduation, it can create a heavy, boxy shape that drags the face down. It's like putting a thick frame around a delicate painting. It overpowers what's inside. As we age, our hair loses a little of its natural volume and bounce. So a blunt, one-length cut can actually highlight what we'd rather soften. It mirrors gravity, making the face look heavier and less defined. I remember Susan, one of my longtime clients, 58, elegant, always put together. She came in saying, I wanted something classic, but this just feels flat. And she was right. Her haircut had no movement, no air. So instead of changing everything, we refined it. We added gentle internal layers to remove weight from the inside, beveled the ends slightly to let them curve with her face, and introduced a few soft face framing pieces. The result was magic. Her cheekbones popped, her eyes looked brighter, and she left the salon saying, I feel lighter inside and out. That's what a well-cut bob should do, move with you, not against you. When there's movement, there's life. When there's softness, there's youth. Now let's move to the second mistake, one that was once the biggest trend of the early 2000s. The reverse bob, short in the front, long in the back. It used to be everywhere, right? It felt bold, chic, a little edgy. But what once looked daring can start to feel dated as we mature, because this cut naturally pulls the eye downward. The longest point sits at the nape, drawing attention to the lower part of the face and neck, areas that often change most with time. Instead of lifting, it pulls everything down. Laura, a 61-year-old client of mine, had this exact issue. She said, I've had this cut forever, but lately I feel like it doesn't fit me anymore. And she was right. The shape was fighting her. We flipped the idea. Instead of a reverse angle, we created a soft forward angle, shorter at the nape, gently lengthening toward the front. It followed her natural jawline, framing her face without dragging it down. Just that simple adjustment elongated her neck, lifted her features, and brought her silhouette back into harmony. A flattering bob shouldn't pull focus, it should whisper elegance. And that's the beauty of the right angle, subtle, balanced, and timeless. Now for the third mistake, the dramatic angled bob. Short in the back, long in the front, with that razor-sharp edge. It looks powerful, like something you'd see in a fashion magazine, and for a while it really was. But the truth is, extreme angles can disconnect the haircut from your natural shape. They create contrast instead of flow, which can make the face look longer and heavier. When we were younger, that boldness felt edgy. Now it can feel harsh. Donna, 61, was one of those clients who loved her sharp bob. She said, "It used to make me feel confident, but now I feel like I'm hiding behind it." And she was right. The angle was so strong it dominated her face, so we softened it. We started the slope just behind her ear, not from the back of her head, allowing the cut to follow her bone structure naturally. Then we blended in face-framing layers that brought attention up to her eyes instead of down to her chin. When she saw herself in the mirror, she said quietly, "It's still me, but softer." That's the key. Your haircut should evolve with you. Because true confidence isn't about keeping the same style forever, it's about knowing when to let it breathe. Mistake number 4 is the high nape bob, where the back is cut too short and sits high on the head. Many stylists think it will elongate the neck or make the shape more dramatic. But for most women over 50, it does the opposite. When the nape is cut too high, it breaks the natural flow of the hairstyle. You end up with a cropped back that disconnects from the longer front, creating an awkward step instead of a smooth curve. From the side, it can make the head look boxy and the neck shorter. Patricia, 64, came to me with exactly this issue. Her stylist had told her that the higher back would open her neckline, but when she turned around, the shape looked stiff and forced. We made one subtle change, lowered the nape just below the occipital bone and softened the stacking into a gentle graduation. The result? Her silhouette curved beautifully, her neck looked longer naturally, and her whole haircut flowed again. That's the power of balance. When the back and front connect seamlessly, you don't notice the haircut, you notice her. Soft, graceful, and completely effortless. Now for the 5th and final mistake, layering only the back while leaving the front untouched. It's more common than you'd think. Stylists often do it to preserve length, but it almost always leads to a heavy, lifeless front. The back moves beautifully, full of volume, while the front just sits thick, flat, and dragging down the face. It hides your cheekbones and exaggerates the jawline. Linda, 59, came to me feeling exactly that. She said, "It looks perfect from the back, but when I face the mirror, I just don't see myself." And she was right. The front was doing nothing for her. We added soft, face-framing layers starting near her cheekbones and tapering to the chin. Then I introduced a bit of internal layering to take out hidden bulk, not to thin the hair, but to give it movement. It changed everything. Her face looked brighter, lighter. More open, like the haircut was finally in conversation with her features. For women over 50, that front movement is everything. It's not about losing length, it's about creating lift and light. A little softness near the eyes or cheekbones brings back energy, and energy is what truly makes you look young. So if your bob feels heavy in front but perfect in back, the fix isn't more volume, it's balance. Before we wrap up, here's one simple but essential tip. Stop overcurling the ends of your bob. It's one of the most common styling habits, and it can instantly make your haircut look dated. When you flip those ends under too tightly, the bob turns boxy and the whole shape feels stiff. It draws the eye down to the jawline, which makes your face look wider. Instead, use a large barrel curling iron or blow dry with a big round brush. Start the curl from midshaft and let the ends fall naturally. You'll get that soft, elegant bend instead of a hard flip. The result? Hair that moves, catches light, and feels effortlessly modern. And now, I want to leave you with a story that reminds me why I love what I do. A few years ago, a woman named Elaine came to see me. She was 63, kind eyes, gentle smile, but her energy felt hidden. She'd worn the same heavy, one-length bob for 15 years. She said, "I don't want to look younger, I just want to feel like me again." So we made one small change. We lowered her nape just a little and added soft layers around her jawline. When I turned her toward the mirror, she went completely silent. Then she teared up. She whispered, "I didn't realize how long I've been hiding behind my hair." That moment stayed with me because it wasn't really about the haircut, it was about letting herself be seen again. Sometimes a single thoughtful adjustment can bring back that light you thought you'd lost. Not because it changes who you are, but because it reminds you of her. So my friend, as you think about your next haircut, remember this. Hair doesn't just frame your face, it frames your energy. When your haircut flows with you, not against you, it doesn't just make you look beautiful, it makes you feel alive again. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Chic Over 60. If this video inspired you to rethink your haircut, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who deserves to feel radiant again, and don't forget to subscribe. Because beauty doesn't fade with age, it simply transforms. And with the right haircut, so can you.